All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? My people in Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, all the Staten Island, my home borough, Brooklyn. Back out with another video. And today marks the 30th anniversary of my favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies from my childhood. And to me, the greatest animated film I've ever seen, and probably the greatest Disney movie I saw as a kid, The Lion King. Guys, you have no idea. This was my absolute favorite movie as a kid, bro. I remember my parents took me to go see it on Broadway. I know you guys are probably wondering, why do you talk about a kids movie on your channel? You're an adult, bro. I don't care. This is okay. Nostalgia is one of the best and worst feelings in the world, and this is one of my absolute favorite movies ever. And I don't think this is necessarily just a kids movie. I think it can appeal to adults as well. I just love this movie. Particularly Simba and Mufasa's dynamic. Of course, Mufasa's the king, and he's a very wise and intelligent king who's trying to prepare his son for rulership for when he's gone. Very of course very close to my pops. So Simba and Mufasa's dynamic, their rapport, I can relate to. I think all men who are close with their fathers can relate to this. Your father imparting wisdom upon you, trying to make sure you're prepared for life. And he's tough on you. He may seem tough and harsh, but he's fair, and he's just doing that to prepare for you, because the world's even harsher than what you may think. You may think your pop is being harsh on you, but the world's even harsher. He's just trying to toughen you up. But he's also very loving and very considerate and give you great advice. So that's probably why this movie appealed to me so much. And also, from the kid aspect, it had a lot of great songs, a lot of great characters, and it was a very well written film. Of course, here's an early scene from the film. Simba talking to his uncle Scar, who was of course the main villain for this film, as we quickly found. Of course, of course, the film opens up with the iconic "Circle of Life" song. The circle of life. I don't want to sing too much because I don't want this video to get taken down. So I'm not gonna sing too much, but you see Simba here kicking it with his friend at the time, his future wife, Nala, excuse me, and the servant to the king Zazu, and they sing the song "Just Can't Wait to Be King," which was probably my favorite song from the movie when I was a kid. Loved it. Of course, there's another scene from the movie and another song, "Be Prepared." Scar, who was the authority over the hyenas, if you will, for lack of a better term, he was the authority over the hyenas. So they were out there in the Badlands, and Scar was singing them to be prepared because he's got a plan to take over. He's gonna kill his own brother, Mufasa. Of course, there's a scene in the movie. This is probably a very sad, one of the saddest scenes in animated film history, and probably just cinematic history. Period. Of course, Scar had tricked Scar had tricked Simba into going out here and causing a stampede. And of course, he did that because he knew Mufasa would be there to save him, as he was in an earlier scene when the hyenas were harassing him and Nala. Mufasa ended up saving Simba, and he reaches out to his brother to help him. And Scar plants his claws in Mufasa's paws, and he said, "Long live the king," and threw him to his death. One of the most tragic and heartbreaking scenes in movie history. You see Simba looking at it like, "Dad, no!" As Mufasa stomped to death by the stampede. You see Simba crying next to his dad's dead body, and he snuggles up under his paw. Anyway, Scar gets to him, and he convinces Simba that's his fault, and that he's to blame for Mufasa's death, and to run away. And Simba did just that. He ran away. And while he was passed out unconscious from the heat, Timon and Pumbaa, these two characters came up, rescued Simba, and for all intents and purposes, raised him from this point on. And of course, probably one of the most iconic songs in the history of cinema, Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Okay. You see them walking, the music playing in the background. Simba gets older. He comes out. It means no worry. Okay, let me not. I want to say, I tell you, man, I really love this movie, man. As a kid, I really loved it. Even as an adult, I went to go see. There's no shame in my game. I went to go see it in theaters when they re-released it for the 25th anniversary. It was not good, but no. I mean, when's the last time Disney made a really great film? I mean, outside of the Avengers film, well, Marvel, so on and so forth. When was the last time Disney really had a great film? Hakuna Matata. But anyway, you see Simba. You see Simba here. Hakuna Matata means no worries for the rest of your days. He's kind of adopted a new mentality, but he's still the king. It's his destiny to be the king. Of course, if you all seen the movie, you all know Scar took over as king and welcomed the hyenas into the Pride Lands, and they pretty much ran into the ground. And the female lions were pretty much at this point starving to death because Scar gives the hyenas first dibs on all the food, and they hunted everything to death, and the grass is dying, and so on and so forth. And Nala, who's on a hunt, and she runs into Timon and Pumbaa, and then Simba comes in to protect them. Nala tries to convince Simba to come back, and that he's his destiny to be the king. Of course, we all know they end up singing, "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," which was written by Elton John, and that song, by the way, ended up winning the Academy Award for Best Original Song. Hakuna Matata was also nominated. But, Simba doesn't want to. He doesn't want to return. He lost his way. Of course, he encounters Rafiki, the very wise baboon who gives him some great advice. One of the most iconic lines from the film. The past can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. And of course, Simba sees his father, images of his father, Simba, and of course, voiced by James Earl Jones. And Simba realizes he has to go back and reclaim the throne to save his land and take his place. It was his destiny to be the king. Of course, Scar, gets Simba to admit that he was the one who killed his father, quote unquote, and Simba's mother steps like, "Tell me this isn't true." And then of course Scar and Simba ended up in a fight, and then before Simba throws Scar off the ledge, he convinces Scar to admit the real truth, that he was the one who killed Mufasa. Then Scar's thrown over the rock, and the hyenas jump and attack him and eat him to death. And that's the end of Scar. In the end of the film, you see Simba here with Nala and his daughter, and Rafiki holding up his daughter Kiara. That set up the plot for Lion King 2. For any of you who never seen Lion King 2, I enjoyed it. As a kid, I enjoyed it. And I don't know, I haven't seen it in years, but I enjoyed it. So, if you want to check it out, go ahead. It's your business. Well, like I said, man, this is my absolute favorite movie as a kid. Loved this movie. Went to see it as a kid. Loved it on Broadway. To me, it's the greatest Disney film, animated film I've seen. I know a lot of people, may have different opinions. If you grew up as a kid, in the 2000s, Disney, Pixar's films, they were, DreamWorks, all that shit. They did the Cars films. I'm trying to remember what else came out back in that era, the 2000s. Damn, I'm struggling to remember, but that was the 2000s was Disney / Pixar's last great era. I mean, again, the Avengers film, Marvel's owned by Disney, so if you want to say the Avengers saga, okay, that's fine. But they pretty much fell off after the fact. But like I said, man, this was my favorite movie as a kid. Was it yours? Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Was this your favorite movie? Do you think this is the greatest animated movie ever? Greatest Disney movie ever? What was your favorite song from this film? Mine was Just Can't Wait to Be King. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and help a young brother grow on YouTube. I'm gonna see you all. Happy 30th anniversary, Lion King.